White Lotus is back. Okay, immediate reactions. White Lotus, season 3, episode 1.
Where the heck is the song?
Why did you change our theme song? I was literally like, I was so excited and it started and I was like, I had like a...
I know. I kept thinking like, I was like, okay, no, it's going to drop now. It's going to drop now. Because it was kind of giving like EDM, like, you know, just before the beach bar club pops off. And then I was like, wait, it's not happening.
I know, they
changed
changed
what
it.
we wanted. So, I mean, I think a lot of people were upset about that.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, just give the people what they want.
Give
in
us
that
what
situation.
we want. We did get full frontal though.
We did. Hey, there's one thing you count on with White Lotus. It's a couple full frontal scenes. My first reactions were, I'm ready for the next episode. I am so into it.
I know, I love
I
the show.
love it. I did hear some initial reactions like, oh, it's kind of slow to start, but that's kind of how they all are. You know, like the first White Lotus season, same thing. It was a little bit slow. It's just kind of one of those shows where you got to marinate in it and kind of feel it. And there's a lot of characters that we're being introduced to.
Yes.
You know, speaking of Khaleesi, we have the Lannisters part 2 with the siblings.
What is up with that?
Crazy.
So, I mean, maybe I'm too innocent, but I was like, maybe they're step siblings? Because I'm like, why is there so much sexual innuendo? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
I just don't understand that storyline. I'm sure it's going to unfold in a really nasty way that I don't want to see. But I in my head, I'm like, maybe they're step siblings.
I don't know. I feel like maybe Mike White is going to push the envelope and see how much American audiences can take. Me, I'm like, we saw it in like Game of Thrones, but it's like, that's like a fantasy. Like,
it's
you know
also like a different, it's like they got dragons over there. Like it's a different era, but you know, back in those days, like it was more common.
Yeah.
Like,
but now, no. I will say, I think we're going to see a huge standout season from Patrick Schwarzenegger because right off the bat, I mean, he was just getting those zingers, those shocking moments. Yeah. I love there was like this part when they're coming in on the boat and he has his glasses on and he's, you know, got his like fit on and I'm like, you look just like Arnold. Like it's so crazy. He was funny. I think we're gonna see like a lot more from him too. Like after this
I
show,
think this 100%. Is definitely gonna be like a Star is Born kind of moment for him. Like he's been waiting to kind of have a platform like this. I think he's doing great in this role. He plays the guy that you love to hate. So I think, you know, there's that characters in every season and he's that character for this season. So I'm excited to see him you know, kind of step into his own in this role.
Definitely. Yeah. I think the younger brother too, like he was in The Perfect Couple. He kind of played that, like, you know, kind of the kid that's not really knowing what his future is. He kind of plays that character like pretty well. But we'll see what we're going to see from those two.
Okay. So sorry to bring it back to incest, but I was, so again, like as a sibling who's been on multiple family vacations, when he was like, oh, it's weird that you would sleep in the room with your sister. And in my head, I'm like, why? Like I literally I was like so innocent. I'm like, why? Yeah. And then he said what he said, and I was like, oh no. And then when when they were in the younger brother was in the room with Patrick Schwarzenegger before we saw the full frontal. Hello. Was that a prosthetic? And so I was like, and then he's like watching him, and somebody online was like, oh, it's challengers but with brothers. I was like,
oh God, no. Yeah, no. I hope that it's just like a power play. We don't actually see like anything happening.
I can't. I'll be like watching.
I will have to like just cover my eyes. Oh, that was another thing too. Someone pointed out online. There's a shot of the three of them sitting next to each other. One has headphones, the other one has like sunglasses, and the other one's like covering their mouth. Oh, that's cool. It's like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And so it's kind of like, okay, is that going to be between each other? Is that going to be about their dad and what's going on with his thing back at home?
Also, what's up with the poisonous fruit?
Like, that's got to come into play.
Like just hanging out. Like how are you going to have poisonous fruit just like on the resort? You're asking for some dying action. And of course, the entire show or the entire season opens up with people dying in a big shootout. So be curious to see what's going to play out there. I think it probably has something to do with the dad and that sketchy dude, the sketchy smoker character.
Also the dad is Draco Malfoy's father.
I
I was like, Lucius,
I know. So
what are you
excited.
doing here?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here, Lucius? Yeah, that's gonna be really interesting. What did you think of the mom's character?
Oh, Parker Posey.
She's so great.
I mean, she's clearly just on pills the entire time. So she's literally like, I'm so happy right now.
She's like the comedic stand-in for
exactly.
Jennifer Coolidge. Which
so speaking of Jennifer Coolidge, the moment where I literally jumped up was when they showed Greg.
Yes,
they showed Greg, and I literally was like, because I need a resolution to the Jennifer Coolidge's character Tanya's death, and I need to know that he gets his because we ride for Jennifer Coolidge.
We ride.
I was literally like screaming. I'm like, okay,
Same.
great. We're gonna get this is coming back around. We're gonna see how this is gonna pan out. We're gonna get an answer to this, and I'm excited to see that unfold.
I literally had just gotten done saying like, are we gonna see what the tie is with the gays and the killing? And then all of a sudden he popped on scene. I would love to see both of the girlfriends that are way too good for their boyfriends just like go at them because I want to see that resolve for sure. How about the three girlfriends? The three
that secretly hate each other.
I was getting so much anxiety from them because I was just like, you hate each other, just say it.
It's like exhausting. Well, it's like, obviously the one friend is the famous actress and she's paying for everything, so they feel indebted to her in some weird way, but then it's also like, we kind of hate you, so we'll see. I'm curious how that's going to play out. I
feel like
one of them's going to die.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Definitely.
One of them's going to die. If it's any of them, it's got to be one of the ladies. Who else?
I do like Michelle Moynihan, though. I'm glad that she's in this.
I definitely think like it's going to be one of them. I truly hope that Natasha Rothwell's character does not die, because during the shootout, like, and you realize like, oh, that's her son. He's talking about like her. Yeah. I'm like, you better not touch her. Okay.
I know.
You already took Jennifer Coolidge from
I know.
us.
Don't take Natasha too.
Don't take her. Yeah. I'm really excited for this season. I think it's going to be great. One thing that I love too is like each season has like a meaning. So it's like the first one was like money. Second one was like sex and power. This one, I'm like, what is this one?
Incest.
Yeah. I hope not. Please no. People were saying, or I think the director said like, oh, it's God and religion, but it's kind of giving like secrecy to me. Like, I don't know.
I could see that because of the Buddhist angle. And then, okay, I could see that.
But then I'm like, what does incest have to do with that?
I don't think it does.
Bible times? I don't know. I don't know, but we're here for it.
I'm so excited to see this season play out though.
Yes, same.